and we actually didn't get to the final of the auditions. And Ray said to me, "Well, this is ridiculous, you know." And he said, "I think I'd like to go, and go to London." I said, "Well, I can't go to London because I'm still at college and everything else." But at the same time, Mitchell's and Butlers, which was the brewery in Birmingham, they were trying to put a band together that would play at their pubs, so they'd be their own pub band.
Okay.
So they went round recruiting, asking, musicians, and they asked Denny Lane, and that's Ray, that's Mike Pinder. Mike Pinder had also played in All Right and the Rebels on keyboards for some time as well. And they asked me, and I said, "Well, I can't do it. I've got another 18 months at college, and I want to finish my college." And so anyway, they put this band together called the M&B5, taking the initials from Mitchells and Butlers.
Of course, yeah.
And then Mitchells and Butlers decided to drop out of the backing of it for whatever reason, which I don't know. And then Ray said to me he was going to go down to London, and so the M&B5 went down to London, dropped the 5, and became the Moody Blues. And they recorded, the Bessie Banks song, which was fabulous, Go Now, which was a big hit record. Huge. And then about a year later, Ray rang me up and said, "Have you finished college yet?" And I said, "Yeah, actually, I'm just finishing right now." He said, "Well, get down to London because, we're going to reform the old band. It's still going to be the Moody Blues, but I want you to come and be in the band." So I went down, and Denny had left, and Clint had left, and I met Justin. This was June of 1966, and that was it. We just formed the new Moody Blues then, and but the basic was that we said, "Listen, we're not going to play anybody else's songs. We've done all that for 5 years.
Yeah.
We've got to write our own music and play our own music." That's because that was the only interest that, to be honest, I had, and that's what we did. We get rid of the blue suits that everyone seemed to wear in those days, and wear what we want on stage and perform our own songs.
You're listening to the Styx Radio Show on Seclo Sounds, and that was a track from 10,000 Light Years Ago called In My Mind for my guest today, none other than John Lodge, and let's rejoin John. I mean, I bet in 1966, you, like a lot of these bands, you thought, I'll have a couple of years in the music business, and then I'll go and do me card designing.
No, you know, I never ever thought about it. I never ever, it was something so into music, I never ever thought what was going to happen tomorrow.
No, I think in many ways you don't want to plan, do you? I think that is a thing.
No, I don't think you plan. If you plan, you'll get it wrong because you'll miss other things that happen for you. You know, over the years of the Moody Blues career, is that things have happened where you'd never think they would ever happen, and they happened. But you know, it's that thing. You know, if you're prepared and you're ready, and a door opens up, and you are ready. You can go for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, you mentioned you like the old rock and roll. And when you first started, it was like skiffle and that. Who was your musical influences as you were growing up as a young man in Birmingham?
Well, the total musical influences were all left-hand boogie piano, because I realised, to me, that was the driving force of any rock and roll record, any band. It doesn't matter whether it was a ballad or anything. The left-hand side of the piano was the driving force. So people like Little Richard, I used to listen to non-stop, you know, how he played whatever boogie was playing on his left hand. Jerry Lee Lewis, everything on his left hand.
Yeah.
And I used to listen to all the riffs of everybody. And, you know, like Eddie Cochran, all the riffs of Eddie Cochran used to play. And that's what drove me on, you know. I thought, I've got to learn all these riffs, find out why they do these, why do they make rock and roll. And I did that, but at the same time, as a songwriter, Buddy Holly came along.
Yeah,
and Buddy Holly was like actually my total mentor. And you know, it's you know, this week is Buddy Holly's birthday, so you'd have been 80 this week. It's quite amazing. So I learned how Buddy Holly wrote songs and everything else, and followed that through. But at the same time, I was still leaning on, you know, all this sort of boogie side of piano on the left-hand side of the piano.
Do you still play the keyboards now?
I write on keyboards. I'm not very good on piano, to be honest. But I write. I seem to be able to see, you know, chord formations and harmonics, and I can work out riffs. You know.
Yeah,
I'm not a great keyboard player now.
So is that how, when you're writing a new song, is that how you do it on the keyboards, do you? And then
there's no set pattern. Sometimes I write songs on a bass guitar. Sometimes I write them on piano. Sometimes I write them on organ. Sometimes I write them on acoustic guitar.
Yeah. And
sometimes I write on electric guitar.
Oh.
There's no set pattern. It's something takes over, and it seems to happen.
And what sort of normally? I mean, I'm not a songwriter. I'm not a musician. What comes first? Is it the tune, the melody, or is it the words?
It could be either. Okay. It could be either. Isn't Life Strange? I wrote that song with only one line, and it was just "Isn't Life Strange? Isn't Life Strange? Isn't Life Strange?" It went on and on and on. I wrote the song first, you know, all the melodies and the chords and everything else. And so that one really came from the music side first. But other things don't, like Stepping in the Slide Zone, came from the lyric. You know, wrote the lyrics first. I completely wrote the lyrics and thought, how do I want to develop this into a song? No, there's no set pattern. I have no real set pattern at all.
No.
Like 10,000 Light Years Ago came from a very strange acoustic guitar rhythm. If you listen to the intro and tap your feet, you'll be surprised you can't tap your feet at the beginning.
No, we'll play that in a little while. I need to. Why is the album called 10,000 Light Years? Is there a particular reason for that?
Yeah, there is, because it was based on a thought process I had that the past has gone forever, but the future is always in reach. And the point is that, you know, I had this sort of, not argument, but discussion with an academic about it, because he said it should be called 10,000 Light Years know you've missed the point. If you look up in the sky, of a night, you see all these stars up there. But to be honest, we have no idea if they're still there, because the light has been transmitted such a long time ago that you can never, ever travel to these places because they probably don't exist anyway anymore. And it's taken such a long time to get here that what you see is what you get today. And that's why what you see on this record is who I am today.
Okay. Are you a bit of a science fiction fan then, or is that?
And what brought me to this place?
Yeah. Are you a bit of a science fiction fan, or is?
I like science philosophy.
Not the fiction
so much. And
no.
Philosophy I'm into, but really not the fiction. No, I'm not a
Star Trek or Star Wars fan. I mean, on this new
I could understand why people are, but
yeah. I mean, on this new album, you've brought together, reunited with Ray Thomas and Mike Pinder, and of course Alan as well is on the album, which is it's a great thing, and it's really nice that you're all working together as well. Actually, one thing I need to talk to you about is your first daughter was born in 1970, and you wrote a nice song about her, didn't you, on your 71 album?
Yeah, I did. Emily's song. Yeah. Emily's song, and lovely to know the warmth your smile can bring to me.
Yeah. How does she feel about it now? Or does she listen to it? And how did she feel about it when she was growing up?
I don't know. She, my daughter's one of those people who never talks about things like that.
No.
People would come up and say, "Oh, you're Emily," and she said, "Yes, I am."
She's very.
But no, she never. I think she's proud of it.
Yeah.
I remember playing it when she was about 12. I did it at the Albert Hall with the London Philharmonic Orchestra, and I hadn't told her I was going to sing it. And then the orchestra started playing it. We did with the orchestra, and I know my wife said Emily was like blown away.
You had a big lump in your throat. She probably did as well. So it'd be great. You've spoken about your evangelical Christian beliefs and how that you think that's helped you from sinking into the dangerous elements of rock music. Well, we all